Hey guys, if you want to see my videos as they come out, make sure you hit like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Okay, today we're featuring Lozen and her handler, Officer Jeremy Smith from the Oregon State Police, working on what we call a car pickup trail. And this is something that happens in real life on a regular basis in most urban environments, and this is where your suspects get picked up by cars. I can't tell you exactly what the percentages are, but I have to tell you it's pretty high. I think in my time back on the street working dogs, it was probably 30% of the time at least, and I think today it perhaps is even more with the advent of the GPSs on our cell phone systems. I mean, it gives people an amazingly good way to exactly locate where you are for friends and family to come pick you up. But the object of this is not just for us to know exactly where the car pickup took place, and we're going to know this through reading the dog's body language, but what can the dog do after the fact if the subject is brought back to the scene? Can the dog identify the correct person? Well, that's a really good question. I think sometimes the dogs do it relatively easily, and then other times the dogs don't. It really depends on their patience level, and more importantly, their scent memory. How long do they remember the target odor? One of the other things you want to keep in mind here is that at the end of this training scenario, there's only two people at the end. There's the driver, and then there's our suspect. And in this situation, what happens is our subject walks to a particular location, known primarily to her, and then calls for a pickup. The driver comes by, grabs her, and they go to a new location, and they wait until we get to the ending point, and the handler says that the trail ends here. In other words, this is where the pickup is. At that point, we call the driver to bring the subject back. They both exit the vehicle, and we watch what the dog's reaction is. Okay, so this is the detail that I was talking about.
Yeah. So I think she was probably hanging out right by this tree.
So just watch her. Let her do it. As long as she's an odor, we're going to let her run. And now she just gave you your direction that I was talking about?
Yeah.
That's the vapor going with the contrails of the vehicle. Very just left and right behavior.
Where it's not tracking, but liking to go this way.
So I would say this is a good place to call it. Right here. And let's just go ahead and stand back over here and tell her she's a good girl.
Good girl, Lozen.
Very good girl.
Come here.
So at this point, the handler identifies the location where the pickup took place. We're going to bring Lozen back there. And we're just going to wait. I'm going to call the driver to bring our subject back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the video for you guys about 8 times, and it's going to be several minutes. That way you don't have to sit here and watch the whole boring compilation of us just waiting for the vehicle to come back. Okay, just stand in front of the lights. Stand in front of the lights. There you go. I'll let her get up there.
It's work.
Important to keep in mind that this is a test of just one dog on 2 people. And ideally what we want to do is test this with 3 or 4 more people to see if the dog is truly IDing somebody. And in this situation, it could be a 50% chance of success. I believe that all dogs can scent discriminate, and I think some dogs can discriminate better than others. But what you have to do is determine what's their scent memory, how long do they hang on to that odor and can identify it, and then more importantly, can they do this reliably over time, repeatedly? That's what you have to find out for yourself if this is what you're going to do with your dog.